to show you how to juice your way to feeling and looking great. Years ago for Christmas, when I first got married, I was asking my husband for a bread maker for Christmas. All my friends were getting these wonderful bread makers. And under the tree, instead of a bread maker, I got a juicer. And I was a little bit disappointed because I really wanted that bread maker, but it ended up being such a blessing for the health of our family. And I've been juicing for decades since then now, for the last 2 decades. I want to show you a few pointers that I've picked up on juicing, and I had a friend a few months back that was asking me about juicing and specifically what I juice and how I do it, and I was sharing with her how to juice, and then later her husband came back to me and said, I don't want to drink that green slimy stuff, I just couldn't do it. Well, I realized I didn't share with her a couple things I want to share with you that I do. 2 things that really help your juice, sweeten your juice, is carrots and celery. And so if you find that your juice is too stout or too bitter, if you'll add carrots and celery to your juice and just kind of play around with it and even taste it, and if that's not sweet enough, add a little bit more carrots and celery, that will really help sweeten your juice and make it more palatable so that those in your family want to drink it with you. It is more fun to have a partner in crime with you when you're juicing, and my husband is wonderful about, he will always drink what I've juiced, and I've got 2 out of my 6 kids that will also drink when I juice, and they love even just the taste of it, but knowing that the health benefits that it brings also. I also encourage you to look into there are water filters out there that really help put your body into a more alkaline balance. They say cancer cannot grow in an alkaline environment, and most of our bodies are more acidic because of the diet, our diets and what we eat, the red meat and the sweets and all the things that we consume, breads and things that we consume in our diets. And so that's why they tell you to have 5 helpings of leafy greens a day or 5 vegetables, and I find that the easiest way to do that is by juicing. I do this about 3 mornings a week, and I go through the grocery store, even just a Walmart. You don't have to get this from a Whole Foods, but even just a Walmart, I go in and I basically just pick what looks green and healthy, because the darker the green, the more nutrients you're going to derive from it. So I want to look at the things that this is typically what I would use to juice. I would pick, what I do is pick things in thirds. Like if I have a whole head of parsley, I'm going to just pull off about 1/3 of it to juice, and then I'll use 1/3 of each one of these things you see on the counter here. But I'm using cabbage. Most of us do not get enough cabbage in our diets, and they say that that's one of the top 10 cancer preventative foods, so I encourage you to eat lots of cabbage. I use purple and green cabbage in juicing. And then I have bok choy here. Some people have never even heard of bok choy. It's wonderful to juice. Kale. I have collard greens. I have this is an Italian parsley, or you can use a regular parsley, and then the carrots and the celery. This is standard for what I would normally juice. Carrots are pretty high in sugar. Some people juice only carrots. If you'll put some leafy greens and some purple vegetables into it, it helps it not be so high in sugar and much more nutritious for your body. I did want to show you one little trick that I've learned today. When you cut cabbage, you know how in your refrigerator you'll go in there even one day later and this is turning brown where you've cut because it's oxidizing. And one way that I've found that you can retard that or slow that down is you peel off a leaf before you cut, and then put that back on there to cover it. And this is one of those provisions God has made in nature. But you cover that and it will keep it from going brown. I mean, you can pull it out a week later and it still is nice and white when you have covered it with the cabbage. The top 2 juicers that are out there that I would most highly recommend, that were recommended to me when I went to Whole Foods and inquired as to what's going to be the most efficient juicer, where I'm going to get the most value, the most money, and the most nutrients in my juice. And the Omega juicer and the Champion juicer were what they told me. I ended up with an Omega juicer, which I absolutely love and thoroughly enjoy and endorse. So, and I know that you get it works by centrifugal force, as does the Champion, and so it's going to spin out and it's going to retain for you in your juice the most nutrients you can possibly get out of your vegetables. So I encourage you to begin juicing and look and feel the best that you've ever felt.